Good afternoon, everyone. Simon Evans, Deputy Leader of Lancashire Council and Reform Councillor for Central Skelmersdale here on a Saturday afternoon, a cold Saturday afternoon. Been out this morning in Ormskirk on Reform's Action Day, and I can tell you it was a bitterly cold wind out there. Anyway, thankfully back in the warm. I want to talk to you about several things. Firstly, I put out a post last week regarding what we've done for reform in the last 5 months. Now, a lot of people are saying, good, glad to hear that you're doing things and what have you, and feeding it back to people, because I think that was been lacking over the last 8 years from the Tories. But equally, quite a sizable minority really criticising what we've done. And what I put was that over the last 5 months, we have passed the following motions: British and Lancashire flags only flying over council buildings; 2, the freedom of speech policy; 3, end to diversity, equality and inclusion; and 4, end of net zero policy; and 5, that we froze the councillors' expenses. We held a grooming gang and freedom of speech press conference 2 weeks ago, which was very successful. We're in the process of doing efficiency review, or Doge, if you want to call it that. We've fixed 18,000 potholes in the last 5 months. That's 18,000 of 90,000. We had 90,000 potholes in Lancashire, the biggest in the country. We introduced AI cameras to map all the potholes, which saves 2.5 years' work. That's a lot of money being saved. We've made massive improvements to the SEND process by hugely getting rid of the backlog of the assessments. We've invested in minibus provision for SEND so that we're not paying out masses in taxis. We're increasing at this moment in time children's homes in Lancashire so that we're not paying for very expensive private care in the future. That's going to save about £5 million in the future. So lots of really good things, only small at the moment because we've only been in 5 months. Something I'll talk about is got an awful lot of people saying, oh, you're bragging about ending inclusion and diversity and equality stuff. Yes, we are. And I'll tell you for why. I think people need explaining to them what DEI means. What DEI is to us is racist, because what you're doing is by using DEI, you're prejudging people based on the colour of their skin, their sexuality, their religious beliefs, so on and so forth. You're putting them into little boxes and saying, oh, well, if you're black, then you must all think this way. If you're gay, you must be all this way. No, we don't believe in that. What we believe is people are people, and you're diverse. All of us are diverse. We're all different. We don't, just because you're one particular culture or one particular sexuality, you don't all think the same way. People are too complex to do that. What we believe in is people are people, and we judge you as you judge us on your character and what you bring to the party, for the want of a better word. What you bring to life, what you bring to society. That's how you should be judged, not on what particular group some people put you in. It's absolutely bizarre. Now, millions of pounds a year, not only in Lancashire, but across the country, is spent on constant researching of who fits into what box, who fits into what group. Stopping that releases millions upon millions of pounds on DEI. And that money then can be used on things like minibuses for kids, on children's homes, on fixing potholes, on making things better in the local community. That's what it does. And that's really, really worth us doing. So by releasing that money, we can use that pragmatically. That's what reform is about putting proper services in place that deliver for the people of Lancashire, not just some ideology that's been built up over years and people now go, oh my God, you're changing diversity. No, we're not. It's absolute nonsense. Everything I want to say is, look, do you know what? If you disagree with me and you disagree with reform, that's fine. But I am so bored beyond belief of this nonsense that people come back. Oh, because you're doing DI, you're racist. Because you want to use money in a different way, oh, you're racist. It's just so boring and it's so moronic. So if you want to have a debate, that's fine. But try it a bit more intelligent than just the usual dog whistle that people put out. It's so off the mark. It's so wrong. It's unreal.